And hey everybody, this is Geocacher TN Photobook, also known as Austin, and you're watching my historical geocaching YouTube channel. You know, last year I made a different type of video. Instead of filming the historical places I visited while geocaching, I made a video about my typical day-to-day life as a freshman at my university, Southern Adventist University. And lo and behold, that became my most popular video with over 580 views today. And I thank you all for that, your support. Glad to know you've been enjoying watching that video. I've been thinking, I still go to Southern, I'm a sophomore now. Well, I'll tell you, do a sequel, make another video. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm going to be shooting a day in the life of a Southern sophomore. So you get to once again come along with me and see what college life is like for me now. So lots of exciting things planned today. Come along with me as I spend another exciting day studying at Southern Adventist University. Okay, folks, about an hour has gone by, a little bit more. About almost 6:15. I am further along, getting ready for the day. I think I am actually awake now, but I have set myself up with a nice breakfast. I have some granola and soy milk and an apple, and I'm going to eat that. And that is what I'm doing right now as I prepare for my exciting day on campus. Okay, folks, Austin here. It is almost 7:15, that magic hour, time for my dad and I to leave our home and go on into campus. And so I am ready, just waiting for him to complete last few little things. You can see here I have my pack. Sometimes I call it school on wheels. And today it's also lunch on wheels, since I will be having a lunch. Usually I come home for lunch, but with genetics lab, which is very, very exciting. I'll definitely tell you all about that as I go throughout my day. As it gets closer, I don't have time to come home for lunch, so I am going to be eating on campus. And yes, so sometimes I feel like I'm bringing everything by the kitchen sink with me, but that's kind of a good idea to do. So I am ready to go, and I will see you next on campus. And hey everybody, it's Austin. It is 7:31 a.m. I am now on the first floor of Hickman Science Center, the science building here at Southern. And I have 3 classes this morning. The first is just down this hallway a little bit, organic chemistry. And then I go straight into genetics, which is just down this hallway back that ways. And then I head over to Hackman Hall, the religion building here on campus, for my Advanced Heritage class, which, as you might imagine, is a lot of fun. So I still can't imagine why nobody else would be here earlier than me, would be here half hour early for a 8 o'clock class, but some things I just can't understand. But anyway, I'm gonna wait here, maybe do some schoolwork, we'll see, and wait for my class, OChem, to begin. Here, right in the front of Hickman Science Center, is a really nice painting of Mr. and Dr. and Mrs. James W. Hickman, the very nice couple who this building is named after. That painting is right over there. I just come through a door. Here is a really cool historical plaque at Hickman Science Center. Of course, I just had to read it to you. It says Hickman Science Center, honoring Dr. and Mrs. James W. Hickman and the James and Evangeline Hickman family, pioneers and contributors to Southern College, scholastically, financially, and spiritually, since 1928. May their spirit of service inspire all students who will be educated in the center. October 29, 1994. Anyway, I think that's some really cool history about the building that I spent a lot of time in, and I hope you enjoyed hearing about that. And now I'm really gonna go and get ready for my OChem class. And hey folks, I just finished with OChem, walked down the hallway, but with a lot more people in it than was at 7:30 in the morning, and I'm now in my genetics classroom getting ready for genetics. That's what I'm up to. Hey everyone, this is Austin. It's 9:51 a.m. Just got out of genetics. Just outside Hickman Science Center. Class went really well. Got to learn a lot about human pedigrees. It's going to be happening in an area I'm going to have to work on to master, but I know I can do it. So 9 minutes until my next class. I'm going to make a 3 or 4 minute commute on over to Hackman Hall. Okay folks, I am now in Hackman Hall in the elevator. Just going up to my classroom for Advanced Heritage, which is a really fun class. Hey everyone, Austin here. It is 10:58 in the morning. I'm on the first floor of Hackman Hall, the floor below where my classroom is, on the second floor. Just got out of my Advanced Heritage class. It was a lot of fun to learn some more about the Advanced pioneers, as you might imagine, with me loving history and especially Advanced history, and hope you might have seen some of my Advanced history videos, both from Elmshaven and Battle Creek. It's just an absolute joy to take a class that I'm forced to study Advanced history, and it's just a lot of fun. My professor is just very funny, very caring person. So anyway, a good class period, and yeah, down here on the first floor of Hackman, there's this really cool painting and historical marker I found I wanted to show you. See, here is a picture of Earl F. Hackman and his wife, the people who Hackman Hall was named after. And I just found this out a few days ago. This is some really cool history I had no clue about before, just finding this out in this little tucked away corner of Southern. It says, the painting of Earl F. Hackman and wife, Esther Simmons Hackman, is given in loving memory by their children and grandchildren to Southern Advanced University. that gives their names, and it says Earl F. Hackman was chairman of the board of Southern College, which is what Southern Adventist University used to be named, and president of the Southern Union of Seventh-day Adventists during the transition from a junior college to a senior college. That would be 1944 to 1948. This science building in Hackman Hall was dedicated in 1951 in honor of Earl F. Hackman. So if I get this right, folks, I think I heard a rumor about this once a while back. Right here, Hackman Hall was the old science building from 1951 up into the mid-1990s when Hickman Science Center was dedicated. That's where they currently are. So I had no clue about this being the old science building. I think that's a really cool piece of Southern history. Anyway, now that I'm out of class, I do have some study I'm going to do, but I'm going to head over to the Student Center right across the promenade because I have some business to attend to there. And right behind me is the Student Center. I had two items of business I need to take care of, and one is not available yet, and the person I need to talk to is not there. So we'll have to put those on hold maybe for another time today or another day. But while we're here, I couldn't escape noticing this historical plaque right here. It says, this is the Stanford and Martha Ulmer Student Center, dedicated in honor of the Ulmers' 50th wedding anniversary and in grateful recognition of their total commitment to the students of Southern Colleges of Seventh-day Adventists. They've shared love with hundreds of students, they've given visionary leadership to the $10 million endowment campaign, they've provided numerous scholarships, they've earned the respect and admiration of students, faculty, and members of the Board of Trustees, and that would be in December of 1985. So anyway, another cool bit of Southern history for you, and I'm going to go probably over to the library and study some organic chemistry, which I really need to be working on. So, see you there. So here's a view from the library porch up a few stories. Before I went into the library, I just couldn't help but read you another historical plaque. Because, as you know, I can't go by a historical plaque without reading it, especially sharing it with other people. Here is what it says. McKee Library, built in 1970 to commemorate and honor their devotion to truth, their interest in Christian education, and their unstinting generosity, Southern Missionary College, which is a previous name for Southern Adventist University, gratefully dedicates this library to Mr. and Mrs. O.D. McKee, with their sons and wives, Mr. and Mrs. Ellsworth McKee and Mr. and Mrs. Jack McKee. You may know the McKee name as they have a huge plant right next to the campus here in Collegedale. They're the makers of the Little Debbie snack cakes, little treats and stuff like that. So anyway, another cool historical plaque. Now I'm really gonna go get started on OChem prep. I think I might start prepping for genetics lab because I have that at 12:30. And hey folks, Austin again. It is 11:40 in the morning. Just completed about almost half hour of some really good school. I have genetics lab in about 50 minutes, and I needed to review the procedures we will be doing so I can be knowledgeable and get a good grade in lab. But anyway, here in the library, there's another really cool historical, I guess this is more of an artifact than a plaque, I want to show you. Here, there's a little Adventist history display. Joseph Bates was one of the main three Adventist pioneers, Southern Adventist pioneers. He was a retired sea captain, lived in Massachusetts, and this book right here is a concordance that he actually owned. And for quite a while I had no clue this even existed, that Southern had it here, but I just think it's really neat they have it out on display. Just neat to see a book that was owned by such a major Adventist pioneer. Also, here one of the earliest copies of the Great Controversy book by Ellen White, another of the main Adventist pioneers. This was owned by Uriah Smith, who was the editor of the Seventh-day Adventist first newspaper, the Review and Herald, for a number of years. And Uriah Smith gave this book to some of his friends, Mr. and Mrs. W.B. Prentice. You can see there's probably a copy of the inscription. Right there, he's dedicating this book to them. So anyway, I just think that's, again, some really cool history. Hey folks, Austin again. I am now behind Heron Hall. Left the library. I'm heading over to Hickman again, where I'm going to eat my sack lunch, and then get ready for genetics lab. Gonna be lots of fun. And here you can see the absolutely fabulously beautiful biology hallways. They have a really cool exhibit here on biology, which is one of the many reasons that I became a biology major. But today I am, right now it's 12:15, finished lunch, very good lunch, good to see some of my friends, and now I'm preparing to head into not DNA lab, but it's a DNA lab, but genetics lab. We're going to be working with DNA gel electrophoresis. Try to say that 10 times fast. Work on isolating DNA segments, which I think is going to be lots and lots of fun. Hey everyone, Austin here. It is a few minutes after 2 o'clock. I am in the midst of genetics lab, having fun with DNA electrophoresis, and now I thought we're have a little break. I thought I'd show you what we're working on. It's basically this contraption right here, which we are using electrical current to help entice the DNA to go to one end of our gel rather than the other end of the gel from which it started. And then we will be taking a picture of it and doing a bunch of other cool things with it. Anyway, it's really fun. I said it's just really neat to actually be doing a hands-on experience with what we only learned about last year in GB. So there's your update. Hey folks, Austin here. It is 3:12 in the afternoon. Got out of lab a little bit early. A lot of fun doing the DNA gel electrophoresis. I have a little bit of need to make a graph, but I'm going to get together with my lab partner tomorrow, and we're gonna get that done then. But anyway, I said I am about 15 minutes going to get together with another of my friends, get some good genetics study done, because I do not understand genetics right now as much as I really need to. But anyway, I wanted to show you, I said one of the really cool things I like about this department is all the cool paintings of the cell they have all around. This is the mitochondria with the ATP synthesis. ATP is the energy that the body uses, kind of like a fuel. So you can see another mitochondria there. Some more arches of the cell. The nucleus is just so visually appealing. There's sort of a really cool entryway here. You can walk down here, all sorts of like cool fossils, and it's talking about here different layers, fossil layers. I mean, come on. Who in the whole wide world wouldn't want to go to college with a dinosaur? But anyway, I said this is another of the really cool parts of Southern that I really like. Really enjoy calling these halls home, and now I'm gonna actually go get some productive school done. See you guys in a bit. Hey everyone, Austin here. It's about 4:15 p.m. in the afternoon today. Just finished a really helpful, about a 45-minute study session with my friend who's helping me understand the complexities of genetics and human pedigrees and all that wonderful stuff that we've been learning in class over the past few days, and I've been struggling a little bit to understand, even though I know I can understand it. Definitely need some practice, and I really appreciate his help. So yeah, now I am going to make a second run down to the student center. There is this past weekend the student Joker came out. It's kind of like the Southern's yearbook. They call it the Joker, but all the students' pictures are in it and contact information. So I'm going to go do that. Okay, folks, Austin here, coming to you from the Southern Student Center. It's 4:21 p.m., about 7 minutes after I recorded that last clip. Both the Joker, it's the book with all the students' names and faces and fun pictures and contact information that's not out yet. It's going to be out a few days, so that's strike two. And also, there's another lady I want to see here. She wasn't in again, so strike two on that. But I will try back later this week. Hopefully I can get both the Joker and get an appointment with this lady I need to get an appointment with. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do. It's just what transpired. And now I'm going to head back to Hickman, and back right where I was, to the chem study room, or maybe somewhere around Hickman, and do some more genetics and OChem study. Just stuff that I really, really need to do. So that's what's up. Hey everyone, Austin here. It is 4:59 p.m. and I'm really excited because 4:59 p.m. means we are approximately 60 seconds or less away from that magic hour of 5 o'clock, which is the time that I go down to my dad's office and we start packing up to go home. So that's very exciting. I still have lots of school I'm going to try to accomplish this evening, but it's always good that when your day on campus can come to a close and go home, eat some supper, and then hit the books again. So that's what I'm going to do. I will see you most likely back at home next. And hey folks, Austin here. It's about 6:07 p.m. Dad and I have been home for about a half hour. Took us a few minutes to pack up and get home, but we are now home, and I am eating some supper. Some peanut butter and jelly toast with some apples. Should be some good supper to refuel me before I hit the books again tonight. Hey everyone, this is Geocacher TN Photobug. It is 6:58 p.m., so almost 7 o'clock. Finished supper, and now I am going to hit those books. Hopefully not literally, but get some more schoolwork done. I'm planning to do some OChem prep, organic chemistry, because one really cool thing about my OChem professor, Dr. Barnhurst, is he gives us extra bonus points on our tests if we study organic chemistry at least half hour a day and log each day on the course website that we do study. And so I want to get in my half hour of prep for that so I can get those extra bonus points. And I'm also going to do some prep for Advanced Heritage because we have a quiz on Wednesday over the past week's lectures, and as I said, it's a pretty easy class. It's so much fun, but I do need to do some study. So that's what I'm going to do now. Hey everyone, this is Austin. It is 8:21 p.m. at night. I wanted to check in with you for a final time today, I just want to say that I was able to get a lot of really good school done. Organic chemistry study done in the past hour. I'm really happy and thankful for that. I was able to study definitely for half hour and get my extra bonus points for doing that. I think that's really cool. So I'm really happy with that. You may be surprised, why am I starting to getting ready to go to bed at 8:21 at night? Well, I know that's not what normal college students do, typical college students, but I have found that if I can get normal, adequate rest in the normal time frame for rest that people should get rest in, sleep in, I do a lot better. And that's why one reason I really try to be proactive, not trying to get my assignments done like right before the deadline, but doing it a day or two or three ahead of time. I'm starting homework, like genetics homework today. It's not due till Friday. I started it today. So I'm not so stressed, and proactiveness leads to less stressful lifestyle, and also me being able to get better sleep, which means I will do better in my scholastic endeavors when I am awake. So anyway, that's why I'm starting to hit the sack right now. Few things I just wanted to say that I didn't have a chance to say this morning because I was too busy trying to get to my classes on time. Just wanted to say about my classes, organic chemistry. Yeah, chemistry isn't my favorite topic. I like biology better, but I really like how Dr. Barnhurst, my organic chemistry professor, teaches the class. He teaches it really, really well. It's clear and easy to understand. I feel, even when I don't understand, he has so many ways to help you practice the material. I mean, he will have practice tests and practice quizzes and handouts once a week. We don't meet for class, and all we do is we basically review concepts, prepare for the homework, and it's kind of like getting together with your teacher and helping them reinforce the concepts with you, which I really, really appreciate. That's really awesome. I also really like every morning before class starts, after he prays, or I think before maybe, Dr. Barnhurst will tell us a story from his life, usually something funny or wrong that he did when he was younger, and we'll all be laughing at his mistake or his pain or just whatever fun thing he tells us about. But then he brings in this spiritual lesson, and I just think that's really neat. Same for Dr. Trott. He's a really fun person, just a fun person to be around. He teaches genetics really well, and he will read us a devotional every morning. And Dr. Simon, Adventist Heritage, of course, the whole class is on, spirituality and Seventh-day Adventist Heritage history, which I just love. It's such a pure joy to have a college class I'm forced to learn Adventist history. And Southern spirituality is no joke. It's the real thing. I just love learning in this environment. It is so awesome. I mean, it's really no false advertising. The professors are caring, the students are friendly, and the whole campus is focused on Christ. So, if you're a student or thinking about coming here, I definitely, for sure, encourage you to come to Southern. If you are thinking of coming to Southern or want to know more, have any questions, please let me know your questions in the comments below, and I will do my best to answer them. And on the spirituality topic, for example, there was I wasn't able to get it on camera, but I was talking with one of my friends today at lunchtime, and he's taking quite a big class load on taking GB, general biology, general chemistry, and calculus all together. And I took GB and GChem last year, and I barely survived just doing those two, so I can't hardly imagine what doing 3 hard classes is like. But he said that for some reason, unfortunately today, he overslept his alarm and overslept his roommate's alarm, so he unfortunately woke up just as his biology class was starting. So he felt really bad about being late to class, but he said he was going to apologize to the professor for being late. But he said it's such a God thing that I woke up before my chemistry class, and my chemistry class was the only class that I had anything to turn in, which would have been even worse to sleep in and be late to a class where you had something to do at the start of class. And he was also looking at it as positive because he had been hadn't been getting enough sleep lately, and so he was like, maybe God's given me, an opportunity for some more sleep. But I was talking with him. I have similar experiences. Haven't missed class, but it's just amazing how you see God work in your life. There's like times, multiple times, I can't even count, when there's so much to do. I feel like I can't get it done. But I do my best, and somehow, some way, God helps me through it. There's so many tests, or like I don't hardly have time to study for a test or homework or get everything done, but somehow I got good grades on my tests. He helps me through it. It's just amazing. And my faith in the past year and a half as I've been in college has just grown so much. As I've seen God work miracles, I feel miracles in my life. And it's just a really, really neat experience. And so, anyway, I hope you have enjoyed watching this video. Before I close off this video, I'd like to share two passages with you. One is from a book called Messages to Young People by Ellen White. Really neat lady who wrote this book, all a bunch of practical advice on how to live, how for Christian young people to live for Jesus in our current day and age. And on page 309 is one of my favorite quotes. I want to read it to you. This quote I actually have right up here at my desk. It's posted right above my computer, so when I am feeling discouraged or when I am not wanting to do my best, this quote stares back at me and encourages me to keep on doing my best. It says this. It says, "We shall individually be held responsible for doing one jot less than we have ability to do. But when we give ourselves wholly to God, and in our work follow His directions, He makes Himself responsible for its accomplishment. He would not have us to conjecture as to the success of our honest endeavors. Not once should we even think of failure. We are to cooperate with one who knows no failure." For me, when I just read that a little earlier this summer, it just really clicked with me, and I've remembered that many times in college. Because as I said, those times when you have no clue how you're going to get through, I've often likened college to a roller coaster. There's a lot of ups and there's a lot of downs. It's a lot of fun, but it's exhilarating. I feel like it's a roller coaster, and Jesus is your seatbelt. Sometimes there's nothing else holding you down, but the one thing is that your seatbelt will never, ever break. He's always there to be with you and help you through whatever you may face. Another quote from the Bible I wanted to leave you with. One of my absolute favorite Bible promises found in Isaiah 41 verse 10. God is speaking through Isaiah, and God says, "So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand."